Hey there, gorgeous souls, and welcome to today's message. We're up to day 5 of a challenge that I am doing for myself, which is I choose love over fear. And part of that has been wanting to jump on a live each and every day out of a moment of inspiration from my inner work in the morning to share with you something that will hopefully hit you in the heart and give you some energy and inspiration, maybe a little wisdom if it lands for you, something that can move the needle forward for you energetically today. So that is my hope for all of these messages. Quick hello to Shane and Hanny for joining me live right now. Please, as you are joining live, drop me a comment. Let me know where in the world you're tuning in from. And as we go through today's message, I would absolutely love for you guys to contribute to the conversation with any of your own experiences or reflections or anything that you feel could be valuable as well. That's this space. So today I actually want to talk to you about a really, I had a very moving morning. I've been crying a lot of tears of gratitude and inspiration this morning. It's still there, and probably people walking past me at the front of this cafe probably thought I was having a disastrous day or something because I was streaming with tears. But the absolute opposite has been true, and it reminded me of a very pivotal breakthrough moment that I had last year. So I'm going to tell you a little bit of a story for this one, but basically the message is, by the end of today's message, I want you to see yourself as the incredible, magnificent, and unique universe that is you. You're your own magnificent and beautiful universe, and it might sound all woo-woo and airy-fairy and okay, kumbaya, Vanessa, but I really want this to land because it's been one of the most transformational moments of my life happened last year. I was on a Vipassana retreat, which is a 10-day silent meditation retreat. It was my very first one, and I did a few more after that. I think I've done 5 now and served at them as well because of the benefit that I feel that that tool adds. But if you haven't heard of Vipassana meditation, maybe you want to go check out. They're all over the world. They're all free. You can go and immerse yourself in some very deep transformational work by meditating for 10 hours a day for 10 days straight. It's very intense. And without going too much into the depths of it, before I went to Vipassana, I knew the value of meditating cognitively or intellectually, but I hadn't really gotten huge benefits of it personally. I hadn't ever dedicated myself to that level, right? And basically, long story short, I didn't know if I was going to go. I'd applied for it, but there was this really long wait list, and only literally less than 24 hours before it started, the day before, I received an email that said, look, somebody's cancelled, you've got a place, are you coming? And I had really not much idea about meditation. I was doing some maybe 10-15 minutes of meditation, like guided in the morning as I was waking up, right? It wasn't really focused. And I had no idea really what Vipassana was, other than some crazy thing you got to sit in your own pain and stuff, like being like, oh, I'm not really sure about that. And I had no idea of the teacher or anything like that. And I just literally threw myself in the deep end of this experience. I packed up my things. I made sure my clients knew I wasn't going to be around for a couple of weeks, and did all of that stuff, taking care of all the tasks, and I just fully surrendered to this process. And it happened pretty quickly for me, but what started to unfold was we're in beautiful nature. You know, you're surrounded by all this beautiful wildlife and flowers and the scents and the bees humming, and I'd walk through this beautiful cherry blossom pathway, and the scents were amazing. And at the time it was building to a full moon, and so I was watching that every day. You're up at 4 in the morning, you're watching the sunrise every day, and it's completely silent, and you're not interacting with any other human being. You've got no connection to technology. and all you're left with is nature in its vastness without distraction. And then it's sitting with yourself and contemplation with this process that they teach you at those retreats. And what happened periodically, like through the time, I just started to get more and more in awe of the world around me. You know, I was crying at the sunrises and the sunsets and the full moon as it was growing each day, and all of these beautiful things, and watching the kookaburras, and just like, you know, doing all of these things. And at one point I was looking around at everybody there, right? We're in this big open big space, right, of nature, and we're all separated, we're all not interacting with each other. And I just took a moment and I was just in awe of just watching the leaves fall with the wind, and, you know, all this stuff that's available to us that we're so distracted from. And I started looking at everybody around this big field, and everybody was like me. You know, if anybody came from the outside in and had no idea what we were doing, they'd probably think we're in a mental institution, right? Like, and all these people, all these crazy people, like crying at the sky, and, you know, and there were people like bending down and like smelling the flowers and just looking at it like, wow, like this is nature, right? And I had this overwhelming, just like universal truth come through for me, which is like, nature is so beautiful, right? And then realizing that we are nature, right? Like, and I thought, if we only just looked at each other like we do at a beautiful flower, at an incredible sunset, at the nature around us, if we only marveled at another human being with that same level of intensity and awe and inspiration and just wowness, like, what a different world we would live in, you know, if we could only see ourselves that way. And I've been doing a lot of kind of going down more of a spiritual path, and more just no religion, no philosophy in that way, just aligning all that makes my being me, you know, my mental world, my emotional world, my physical world, my energetics, all of those, bringing them into harmony through different practices. And the more and more I'm doing that, the more and more it just lands for me. And I found myself at the cafe this morning, surrounded by people. I love where I live. I get to walk out of my home and walk around the river, and so many people up and about taking care of themselves and their health. And there's not one person that doesn't smile, and, you know, there's an interaction of positivity, you know, and I'm so grateful for that. And I walked to a cafe, I sat there, I journal, and I had that epiphany come back to me, just like the wowness of every person that just was walking past, every, you know, just looking at them like, whoa, like, wow, like, what would life be through their own unique lens of experience? They're this amazing system, you know, this amazing human being that's gone through everything that they have over their life in this time, right? And that's made them and see the world through how they see it, and make the choices that they make, and, you know, and just like basking in the magnificence of every single human being crossing your path. Not just the beautiful nature that we've got, you know, we don't see it as, oh, it's good or bad, or right or wrong, or moral or immoral, or whatever. We don't have any of those labels, and we get to actually enjoy the reality of nature. But the same is true for every human being. It's just that what sets us apart is that we've been gifted with the incredible gift to contemplate our reality, and to make conscious different choices in our lives. And when we can realize that that only makes us even more magnificent, even more fascinating to contemplate the universe that makes up me, that the universe that makes up you. You know, you are your own unique expression of reality. Nobody else sees the world and life through the lens that is yours, experiences it through yours, you know, and so there's so much to be fascinated by if we can just drop the good, bad, right, wrong, moral, immoral, all those kind of labels, and just recognize that we're each making the choices that we are based on the lens that we're looking at life through our own experience of reality. And everything that we choose and decide makes sense to us. And isn't that fascinating? So instead of judging people by how they look or your, projection of your own past experiences onto another being that you know nothing about, instead of that, why not try on for yourself and test this out, that we are this fascinating, unique lens and our very own universe in each and every human being that deserves to be pondered upon with an awe and with inspiration and just magnificence and beauty in every single one of us. And if we can see that within ourselves, that is when we can open up to seeing that around us. And that takes some pretty deep inner contemplation. That takes a lot of letting go of everything that which is not actually us, everything we've collected as labels moving through life, right? Every judgment that we've made against ourselves or taken on as our own from others, that is blocking our awareness of the vastness and the beauty and the magnificence that makes up each and every one of our unique life forms. And so when we can unlock that by deep inner awareness, contemplation on a mental level, on an emotional level, on a physical level, on an energetic level, like awareness of all the bodies that make up our own, then that is when we can actually start to live our lives from a totally different way, from a totally different perspective that puts you in the driver's seat of your own reality and how you show up in the world authentically and in alignment, and therefore giving the greatest gift that you can to the people around you by actually seeing them with awe and seeing their beauty, their uniqueness, and their magnificence. And that is the pathway of creating a whole different reality for yourself and the world around you. So that is my message. I actually really have to run because I've got to get out of there. I've got to get my gym gear on and leave in 2 minutes. So sorry I'm cutting these quite short, but I hope this message serves you. I definitely want to check in with each and every one of you guys, so I'm just going to do that really quickly now. So much love coming your way, Shane, and love over fear, absolutely. And Hanny's here, and Javier, hello to you. Much love coming your way as usual. And Judith's in the house, amazing. And Arissa, good evening from England. Oh, I love that. And good morning from the future in Australia. I love that. And Mike's here, and Dean, and Pia, and Lee is here as well. So much love coming to each and every one of you guys. I really hope this message lands for you. You are your own unique, amazing, magnificent, and beautiful universe. Just look in a mirror and look in your eye. Get lost in the universe that is you. And when you wake up to your value and your vastness, you'll start waking up to that in everybody around you. No matter what choices they make, decisions they make, you'll start waking up to your curiosity about what got them there through their own unique lens. But you've got to wake up to that within yourself first. All right? And so, oh, DB's here. Yep, a little late. So anybody catching this right now, hope you get back to the beginning. Watch this, hear a bit of my story there, and I hope it lands in your heart. And yeah, drop any comments or questions or words of wisdom, anything below. I love interacting with you guys. So much love. Thank you so much for showing up with me today, and I'll see you tomorrow for day 6.